My name is Kenneth Wangwo. I'm the co-founder and CEO at TechLeft. At TechLeft, we remotely give individuals, families, and health enterprises eyes and ears on ground for long-term care and in-home care. The problem we are solving are concerns around quality and delivery of long-term and in-home care. You will agree with me that there are legitimate concerns, and this we have divided into three: abuse and neglect. And here we are working on financial abuse, which experts says senior financial abuse will be the crime of the 21st century. Also, we will be working on meditation and verbal abuse in the future. And secondly is health problems, and mostly chronic illnesses of the brain. And also we'll be working on other illnesses that affect the heart, force, and activity. Then we'll be working on HR and staffing, and this will be influenced by the high increase of baby boomers as they age. So there are urgent need of care workers. So the solutions we are providing, we are developing IoT devices. Then we'll have a cloud, and then accountability as a service and software as a service platforms. And this will be integrating together to solve the problems. So in the center, you can see the wearable we are developing. So our wearable and our monitoring platform will be solving issues around brain illnesses like stroke, heart issues, falls, activity. And our wearable, we have clinical grade sensors like skin conductance, heart rate, respiration, temperature, pulse, accelerometer, and touch sensors. And the platform will be giving alerts to the care team in the sense where more than the family or the individual makes up the care team.
Thank you all for inviting me to be here today. So as Ed mentioned, my name is Amay Foreman. I'm the founder and CEO of Silvermark, and I'm pleased to share with you today how we're redefining what's possible in serving older adults. So you'll see a quote there that speaks to the aging megatrend, which I know you're all familiar with. But really the problem at hand is that there's very few expert resources to serve our aging population. The need for programs, services, technology, housing is growing faster than current capacity, and our health and social care systems are strained and often default to the highest cost and lowest levels of independence for older adults. Demand exceeds supply from every vantage point. What's also distinctive is that the current knowledge within organizations is being outpaced. Many are uncertain about the best path forward, and this results in stalled projects, initiatives that don't work, not the best return on their own investments, and risk of staff and leadership burnout, all while older adults continue to be overlooked and underserved. So at Silvermark, we're filling this gap by creating a full service agency that provides the expertise and skills needed to navigate your way through the longevity economy. We serve as a collaborative partner to organizations who share our mission. We are their guide. There is no other firm that provides access to the skills that we have in one place, who is also dedicated to innovation and social impact in the silver sector. Our approach is threefold. We identify the problem that the organizations or our clients are facing in servicing older adults. We co-design a solution, and we expand their impact from a multi-lens perspective. We apply skills in our what we refer to our toolbox, in skills in leadership, design thinking, knowledge mobilization, program theory, strat and business planning, and more. Often the results of our deliverables are visual frameworks that provide a clear picture for clients who are either entering, improving, or looking to shape the continuum of care. Our clients may be for-profit, nonprofit, or within the public sector. Older adults have to navigate all three, therefore, so do we.
Wouldn't it be incredible if we could all feel stronger and healthier in our retirement years? My name is Laura Lundquist. I'm a physiotherapist and a founder of the Club Z fitness program. And I'm excited to be here today talking to you about how our program is empowering and inspiring older adults to age well. 90% of Canadians over the age of 65 have at least one chronic medical condition. And we believe this is part of a culture of accepted age-related frailty. We see that both government and healthcare tend to have reactive approaches to age-related health complications. And in our older adult populations themselves, we see that often they underestimate the power that they hold to impact their own health. They lack confidence in their physical ability and lack access to appropriate and safe exercise to improve how they're living. But we don't think this is the way it has to be. Our vision for the future at Club Z is one where we see optimized health span for every older adult by helping them be engaged with proactive strength, balance, and mobility training. We believe that they have the ability to improve their physical literacy and improve the confidence that they have in their own movements. And by creating a cultural shift towards personal responsibility for health and well-being throughout the lifespan, we believe that we can see a major change in the overall well-being of our older adult population. And we believe that our program, Club Z, can play a major role in creating that shift. Whether you're just gearing up for or settling into your retirement, Club Z is a fitness program designed just for you. Our live interactive online fitness classes are led by physiotherapists. As the instructors supervise your workout, they'll give you individual feedback and modifications to make sure you can work out confidently and comfortably. Building and maintaining strength, balance, and mobility as we age is critical to ensuring you can continue to enjoy the activities you love. Joining the club is just a few simple clicks away. Take control of your physical health today to ensure you can enjoy all the activities you love tomorrow.
All right, well, thank you very much for the opportunity to tell you a little story about Epilogue. I'm pretty excited about it. It's a new company, a community interest corporation that is designed to really help older people live well until they can die well. And so I'm going to tell you a little story about John and Sarah, and you may know people like this. They're in their 80s. John had a fall, broke his hip, had to have surgery. Not to their house anymore. The 2-story house is just not going to happen. So they've got to move. But the challenge is, who's going to help them? The kids are in Ontario and Alberta. There's nobody to help them. Enter Epilogue with our moving services. So the focus here is helping people to relocate, downsize, age in place, whatever they need to do with our transition specialists who can do the whole thing from the beginning to the end, right down to selling the house and getting rid of all the stuff. You may have seen attics that look like this. Everything is still there from 40 years ago, and it's all got to go, and they need help to do it. And the kids don't want any of it. They don't want the ruffled lampshade. They don't want the ceramic cat. They don't want the china. They don't want the silver. They don't want any of it. So all of it has to find a home, preferably with rehoming as much as possible. We do all of that. And we have the background. We've all been there, done that. Plus, we've also done the certifications that are the most recognized for this kind of senior transition work. So we're well positioned to do that, although we don't have the software that we'd like to have. And this is an example of one I did last Thursday into the Shanex on the Gardens, 8 o'clock in the morning. That's what the place looked like when I delivered a couple of plants. 5:30 in the afternoon, the bottom right. When the lady, 95 years old, arrived, her cup of tea was ready on the table, ready to go. And we did it without any of the platform support that we would like to have to make this all easier.
Good afternoon. It's wonderful to be here, and thank you for the opportunity to share our story. We are Tracy and Liam, and we co-founded Action Independence Mobility, Inc. in early 2020. There are over 155 million seniors across the G7, and by 2040, they will eclipse 200 million. It's the fastest growing demographic in the developed world, and 40% of that population is right here in North America. So our serviceable addressable market at an estimated unit price is about 35 billion, growing to 50 billion. That's 40% growth during the lifespan of our patent, and we can expand geographically from there. Our patent pending solution combines the capabilities of a rollator walker with an elevating seat, enabling people to prevent and recover from falls independently or with minimal assistance. So you can see our newest image here, and without further ado, Liam is actually going to show you the prototype in action, which we call the IBEX. There is one caveat though, the device you're about to see doesn't yet have the braking system installed. So Liam, over to you.
Thanks, Tracy. So first, the IBEX is a mobility aid. The seat can rotate 90 degrees and out of the way to allow for added stability and balance when walking. Through different rounds of clinical feedback, it was obvious that incorporating a rollator and a mechanical lift could help with fall recovery. But as our occupational therapist, Su Ling, and the others stressed, it could be used for many other use cases to help prevent and recover from falls. So the first use case is an aid in transfers. The user could lower the seat to a specific height. They'd then transfer onto the seat and raise themselves back up to a position that's easy to stand from. That's when their hips are above their knees. So this instant here shows how the handle can rotate out of the way to allow for this action to happen. And with this being our third prototype, we wanted to include most of the features that would be included in later adaptations. The folding frame does not just help with storage and transport, but also navigating through narrow doorways in a house. As mentioned earlier, the seat can also rotate 90 degrees, which can be useful for countertops. Rather than bending over awkwardly, positioning the rollator, they can stand supported within their frame. Another use case was energy conservation and activities of daily living. These are daily routines, such as lowering to a bottom shelf, avoiding a vulnerable position, and then raising themselves back up. Finally, in the event of a fall, the user can lower the seat flush with the ground. They then scoot or hip hike onto the seat. And then once again, they'd raise themselves back up to a position that's easy to stand from.